Hey everybody, and by everybody I mean whoever that one person is. It's the Adept. We'll be working on that later for a new keycap set for that. But today we are going to unbox this big bad boy right here, the QK101. First, we'll take a look at the accessories that came with it. And that's right here. How's everybody doing today? If I see like I reach down, it's because there's a cat sleeping on my computer. That would be Kaylee. Take a big drink. I'm definitely going to try not to almost pass out this time. Stay hydrated-ish. And soda, but still. All right, let's dive in. So in the accessories box, which came separate in the box, but separate from obviously this case, there is a piece of foam, and this would be, this is a set of Neo stabs. We will not be using these today because I liked Neo stabs. As far as that goes, oh, there goes the cat. And that's all with the foam. And then we have a tool. It comes in a toolkit. For QK101. Obviously, we have the right board. Let's see. There we go. It's a keycap puller, QK branded. It's pretty nice. It's a little small. There we go. And a little hex screwdriver with a cap. I kind of like the fact that it comes with a cap. Switch puller. This is their standard branded QK switch puller. And then this is a Phillips head screwdriver. And both of these are also QK branded. And that is all that's in that box. And braided USB A to C cable with caps. Also QK branded and gray. I think that's a standard color for them. I've seen it before. And that is all the accessories that we have. Let's go ahead and open up this beautiful case. I love their cases, both for this and for the Neo line. I find it interesting that on the Qwertykeys line, and we'll get to this stuff in a second, there's no elastic bands over the keyboards. Hey, you can see me. Hey, you can see me. There is just the board inside. This is wrapped. This is the black, spray-coated black, and we'll see, you can kind of see it right here, but there is glitter embedded in the black. So let's come back to here and take a look at what we get. There is a piece of foam that serves no useful purpose. There is the space badge. Now, interesting. When I ordered the QK101, this was one of the replacement badges that were offered with it. And then just recently, when it actually, within the past week, when it landed in America, I got it through the slow boat. They refunded this because they said that it did not work on this keyboard. So I just ended up with an extra badge that I can use on the QK80, but not on this one. We have our gaskets and the light filters and some other things. This looks like some probably spare feet, top mask, top mount, yeah, screws and something else. Alternate. Let's take this out and we'll take a look at it. It's hard to see in this bag, but this is the third alternate magnetic badge besides the one that comes on the top and the one that comes on the bottom. The one on the top is a smiley face, you would have just seen. The one on the bottom is a QK logo. And then we have our FR4 plate. The FR4 plate that we got is the cushion plate, which we will be using for this build. Obviously, I love cushions. It's interesting that the cushion plate does not have any relief cuts in it, because the non-cushion plate that I just looked at certainly did. And then this, and we'll put this to the side for now. This will be our foam as well as our PCB. PCB that we are going to be working with today is going to be the 1.2 millimeter per key RGB, as one would expect if they knew me at all. Even the people that don't know me very well. It includes another piece of foam that would actually be pretty good if I were still doing foam as PE sheets, and I'm gonna set that to the side instead of flinging it off into the ether. You, sir, can go up there. And this is our plate, and we'll come back to it in a second. Let's take a look at our foam kit. So our foam kit comes with, oh, look at that. It comes with a PE sheet, a PET sheet, which we'll probably try. This is case foam. This is more case foam. And then finally the plate foam. We will try it with everything and see what we get, and then I might tune it later. So this is the plate foam, and that is all of our foams. I'm going to set you off to the side for the moment. Let's take a look at our PCB. Notice the flex, because it has tons of flex cuts, as one would be used to seeing in a Qwertykeys keyboard, especially on a 1.2 millimeter. Excuse me. For options, there is a let's see, split. Really, there's a split left shift, but no split right shift. ISO, split backspace, split 0, split plus, along with 6.25 and 7U spacebar support. We'll be doing the 7U spacebar. We will not be splitting anything else because it has all the keys that I need and 2 extras. Notice there are RGB here and here, as well as the per key RGB. And then there's this little guy, which is the magnetic pogo connector for the little screen. And then there's this, which is on the QK80, and I'm not exactly sure what it does. I think, is it built-in memory or something? Storage? Who knows? It's a mystery. Here's our other pogo connector. This is for the daughter board itself, along with the, set this down because we got to put our stabs in. Stabs we're going to be using today are going to be the Paigu. However, I only have 1.6, so we will be using shims. Hey, look, it's Sandwich. You made it. It probably does connect me to the Matrix. Well, I'm already in the Matrix. That's where we all live. There's a glitch in the Matrix. Alright, you're going to need to come out of there. When in doubt, tweeze. Good rule of thumb. Alright. Oh, right, I'm not supposed to mention it. Come on, you. I have a few of the Novel Keys boards, and I have enjoyed all of them. The texture is good. The colors are nice on them. I have the Star Wars, one of the Star Wars ones, and I think this came from Novel Keys right here, this one. Oh, the suede. I haven't tried any of the faux leather ones. And stabs. Okay. Yeah, this is one of the ones that has the regular desk mat material, and it's nice. I like it. And one. And one singular sensation. Every little step she takes. Da 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 da. That's right, this is the all dancing, all singing review keyboard build stream. Okay, that's 2. Oh wait, hold the phone before I get too far. Do I need to put down phones first? I think I do. Yeah, I do. Okay. All right. Do I cut it? Do I take it out? I take it out. Don't cut it. Let's not cut it. It's true. Eventually, I'll break into the Love Boat, Three's Company theme song. That's a popular one for me. And I think Karma Chameleon. Come on. You want out, you know it. I know it. There you go. Okay. Yeah, I agree. If I don't take it out, I will regret it later. However, no, I'm fine. Oh yeah, I'm fine. Like, where did the shim go? It's still stuck to the bottom of the thing. Oh wait, I'm so stupid. I have 2 pieces of foam, Chris. There we go. Look at that. Foam is fun. Oh, no, that's right. Oh, because I got to cut. Like Wayne Brady, I have to cut. Oh no, he chokes. That's right. All right, now let's try that one more time. Okay, so that's 1, that's 2. It's 3. So many shims. Where's my... Who cares? Oh, there it is. Hmm. 4. Interesting. I'm gonna run out of shims, I think. Nope, I'll have exactly enough. Huzzah. Huzzah! That is 5. There's always one. Doesn't want to go down. I mean, you know what I mean. How's everybody's Sunday going? Pretty good, hopefully. There's sports ball happening. I hear somebody on the TV mentioned that there could be like basketball or something. Who knows? I don't know. And shim. Brings up. Okay. And we have all of them in. Let's get some little penny things in here. Where are you at? Come on, everybody, don't be shy. It's not like you would ruin my stream if you did not go in right. Oh wait, they would. I was actually just talking about this, putting in the pegs, and someone was talking about how they were using tweezers and they were flying all over the place. I had to mention that I had learned that using your fingers, the right option. Using tweezers causes them to fly all over the place. Because let me tell you, I also used to have those things flying around like bullets. Felt like I had my Red Ryder BB gun again. Shoot somebody's eye out. Cat hair. Cat hair or cat gift? We know the answer. This is probably the longest keyboard I have built, certainly with a 1.2 millimeter PCB ever. No, it did not go in. Readjust, readjust. Don't worry, I have more of these. So many more. Next. Hey, look, more. I want it all. I want it now. I want it all. Adventure seeker on a one-way street. Just Mary Cleaver lying on his feet. Come on. Ain't much I'm asking, I heard him say. Gotta find me a future. Move out of my way. Okay. 3 more. Just 3 more. And by 3 more, I mean 6 more. 3 more stabs. Now, is everybody using Paigu stabs now? Or stupid stabs, or at least night stabs? Although, well, I really need to get a new set of night stabs for something. Because they apparently got better after the V1s, which are the ones I tried, and they sucked. This one is too big. A couple of these always end up being bigger than the rest because that's where the injection mold goes in. You can also see the little mold pock mark on it. And you're better off just not using it. Okay. Oh, yeah, not Karma Chameleon. I Tumble For You. That's the song. That's my absent-minded tuning song. It's I Tumble For You by the Culture Club. Okay. One more, and by one more I mean two more. Okay. Move you guys out of the way. You. Don't poke yourself with tweezers. Let's move everything over there. Okay. And we have our PCB. Move that over there like that. Now we'll need our plate foam. Should fit down nicely, and it does. Look at that. Like a glove. So this is the foam layer. You can see the cushion. There's the FR4. No relief cuts on it, which is interesting. And it should fit over like this. There we go. And then we get to talk about switches. So I have 3 sets of switches here. So these are the ones I was thinking about going with originally, and that is the HMX Deep Navy. Then I thought about, ooh, well, maybe I want something maybe a little bit deeper, and I can go with the B-Sun K1 switches. Problem with them is that they can sometimes have a little bit of spring ping. Sorry, not spring ping, leaf ping. And finally, we have these, which are the Neo white switches, because, you know, Qwertykeys, and I'm like, well, maybe I want to use a Qwertykeys switches on a Qwertykeys keyboard. So, if anybody is listening, what do you think? Are you thinking go with my original thought, which is the HMX? That's going to give us a clean, probably a little bit higher pitch sound, but with the foam, that could get kind of mellowed out, like significantly. We can go for a deeper sound, still pretty clean because it's polycarbonate. No. Let's see. I think, yeah, let's do the HMX. Go with your original thought. We can always change it. Oh, goodness gracious. I can always change switches. Let me tell you what. So, we are going to do our corners first in this particular case. We are going to make sure, I mean, this is kind of a little weird. We'll go with one other one here. That's what I thought. Okay. So they are going to want to bite into that foam, which is fine. I just have to understand what the foam on top is going to do. This is my first exposure to it. Most creators were not using the foam. What do you want to do? What could I do? bend a bunch of pins, that's what. Come on, you. And this is why we do the corners, try to position the positioning plate. Okay, that is that. Do one more up here. Come on, bending pins like a boss. Nope, still doesn't want to go. The positioning plate still is not positioned properly. I don't like it. Hey, plastic bits. What is good? Well, hopefully this keyboard. I mean, I'm been looking forward to this for quite a while since I'm a big fan of the QK80. And I'm a big fan of numpads. So, but sometimes this, I don't like how the QK keyboards PE foam is not oh, that happens. Yeah, we did our chores like super early, mainly because, you know, I wanted to stream today. What were you going to stream? There we go. Finally. Let's see. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, since we're doing a 7U spacebar, oh wow, you're gonna do a stream every day. I actually am planning on doing some afternoon streams on the coming week. If I can find some good stuff that I want to stream about. Alright, so we have our corners done. Next we'll do our stabilizers, stabilized keys. Hopefully it gets easier from here. On top of these being inverted because of the 7U, so is the 7U itself is inverted, so be sure to be aware of that. Because of the ISO and hot swap sockets, your inner key is pointed so that the bottom is that way, and by bottom I mean where the light diffuser goes, and your backslash, or whatever you use the key above it for, is opposite from that, so it's pointed that way. So you should be able to do this. Hopefully. There we go. And two more. For some reason, and I don't know exactly, oh, I know why, because it's split. I was like, for some reason, this is inverted, but it's inverted because of the possibility for a split 0 key. But you know, if that's your jam, that's cool. Come on, where's my hole? the door. And the plus, which you can also split, which is interesting on this keyboard. Gives you the possibility for a lot of keys, and I don't know, I mean, it's a full-size keyboard already. It's missing 3 keys that would normally be here, but you get 2 of the keys up here that can basically replace it. And that means that we can just start putting in our switches willy-nilly. So I believe these, since those are inverted, these, and let's just double check, are going to be correct, not inverted. So one side is inverted, the opposite side is usually not when you're doing 7U. Or actually, whichever, on a 6.25, these would be not inverted, and these 4 would be inverted. So again, just be cognizant, and you can see it on the bottom where the hot swap sockets are. Just keep in mind that on the 7U, you want the closest ones to the space bar. So in this case, it would be the lower ones. In this case, it would be the higher ones. You're not going to use that because there's a stabilizer there. So this foam is very reminiscent of the foam that you can put on top of the WinMix R2. And the difference is that that is a removable piece of foam, whereas this comes pre-installed. Which is actually going to be pretty handy because I found on a couple of keys, like this key, the fact that it is removable, since it's so thin right here, it has wound up and doesn't set properly anymore. Because I am using it, of course, because foam. Come on, don't bend. All right. Hey, Pylon Keeps, what's going on, man? They are not nearly as deep as some of my other switches, I can tell you that. Oh, hey, I didn't put one here. I mean, they're not even my deepest HMX switches, honestly. Although I will say that the HMX Kanglin V3s were somewhat of a disappointment. They're deep, but I don't think they're as good as the V2s, honestly. And I know a lot of people, I haven't tried the Hades yet. I don't know why, but maybe I should get some. They're deeper, because I do like a deep sounding keyboard. Hey. Over my head. I feel as if at some point I should, well, maybe get Hades V2s and then do a comparison of most, and maybe some of the Shinhais, because I don't have any of those either, because they're supposedly the clackiest of the HMX switches, which are normally right out for me. And I could do a comparison. I have Purple Dawn's, the HMX version, Gravel, Hyacinth V2, Hyacinth V2U, Evas, Kanglin V2 and V3, these. In the words of Ernest Hemingway, I have a lot of HMX switches. Clouds. I thought about getting some clouds. But again, I think that they're supposed to be pretty clacky. Which are really good for HMX if that's what you go for. Because, I mean, one of the things I like about the HMX switches are their sound is just so clean. It's one of those really pleasant sounding switches. Some of the B-Suns can be that way, but some of them end up, I don't know, sounding a bit muddy. Because I also have a lot of B-Sun switches. Yeah, I've almost bought Snow Crash switches like 5 times on name alone. I haven't tried Maples. I mean, a lot of them are pretty deep. I have the K1s over here that I was thinking about using today and decided against it because I really think that this keyboard wants deep navy. Not sure, I'm not certain. I'm certainly willing to be wrong, and I'm more than willing to change out switches after the fact, because I rebuild keyboards a lot. Now I wonder if I'm going to have enough of these. I really like it, the JRIS 80 Proto, and very happy I bought it, and yet I never use it. I currently... I currently have some dye-sub clones, and I'll pull it out maybe later, of Terror Below on it, you know, because who doesn't love Cthulhu? Who's a cool? Cider. Is that an elder one? Yeah, I guess it would be an elder one. I always forget. Ooh, it's gonna be close. Start thinking about what I'm gonna do as an alternative. I run out just a little shy. Yeah. I mean, that's the funny thing is I got the prototype because I wanted to do content on it for when people started to get their their JRS 80s, and then like I got it and then found out, oh yeah, that's pretty much a dead project. I'm like, oh yeah, I got plenty. And by plenty, I mean with 4 to spare. I could do this in a 6.25. I could split. No, I can't split everything. I could almost split everything and have enough switches. Nope, 5 left. Look at that. So, split, 4. Yes, I have exactly enough to do a 6.25 and split everything that can be split. Uh-oh. What are you doing? What's going on? Talk to me, Goose. Or maybe I have a bad switch. Let's go ahead and replace that. I'll look into you later. Alright. Alright, next, gaskets. No, I'm not splitting the backspace. I am an anti-split backspace guy. Hey, thanks, Pylon Keebs. Pylon Keebs. And I'm glad you did that before I said I was an anti-split backspace guy, because, you know, who knows how people feel about that. It could be controversial. Yeah, it's just, I can't, my muscle memory on that is just too strong. So these are very reminiscent of the gaskets that came with the QK100. With the double side, where one side is supposed to be bouncier than the other. I don't know if it really is that big a deal, but I mean, I like my flexi boards. My QK100 is actually also a 1.2 millimeter flex cut board, but it has a PC plate, and it's a lot. It's one of my favorite boards of all time. You can put those right here. I'm going to need those in just like a second. Although that does bring up the question. So I have 2 sets of key caps that I was going to use. I was either going to use the the bounciest keyboard I have is the spring-mounted keyboard, which is that I will go grab real quick. We'll take a quick break. And by break, I mean I'm going to just go across the room and grab a keyboard and come right back. Because it's so much fun. 2 gaskets left. Yay, spare gaskets. Okay. Set this to the side. Set you to the side. Set you right here. Hold on. All right, so this is the SPR 75 by Akko, and it is mounted on literal springs. So when you talk about flex, I mean, this thing has got flex because it's mounted on literal springs. And KCA profile keycaps really kind of show off the sound, but yeah, the flex on this is that's a trampoline there. Yeah, I mean, I don't have that much problem. This is actually the medium springs. There is actually a lighter spring that has a warning on it that you may get unusual activity on your keyboard if you use these springs because they're so bouncy. I only have 2 top-mounted keyboards. If Coke Zero wants to sponsor me, I'm down. But yeah, that is my flexiest keyboard. All right, so we have a couple of choices for keycaps. I was going to use originally. I was going to use GMK ZX on the board, but the other day I got the. I don't know about no, because I would have to keep making content so that they would keep sponsoring me, and then, but I wouldn't have to pay for keyboards out of my own pocket. That would be nice, since I have a lot of keyboards. So far, the only sponsor I've had was KP Republic, and I was just talking to ElectFox, and they're going to send me an Inky 75 to do some content on. So this is the board. Case, and that was the case. I have the black spray coated black colorway. Let's go ahead and puncture that. And one of the reasons why I got this one, aside from the fact that it has glitter, because everybody loves craft herpes, is it is the only one that I saw, well, at least in a color that I liked, that came with the dusk weight on the bottom. And get it. I have no fingernails, so here's your peel. It's very appealing. Ooh, look at that. I mean, that is just fine. Yeah, I wish it didn't scuff so easily, I don't know if these are any better. I'm still testing with my QK80, but we'll see. I say this is a secondary peel, but it's not being very appealing. Oh, I always peel back the weights because it's the only way to get the full effect. Come on. Okay. There's that. And I've already put fingerprints on it, so it's really broken in. Interesting to note, I was watching the stream that Alex did on this keyboard prior to this because I wanted to make sure there were no gotchas that I needed to be aware of. And he noted that these were Phillips head on his stream. They have since been replaced by hex. So if that was a concern for anybody, it is not anymore. So as far as, have I inspected for nicks yet? I did not actually. I guess I should do that. I mean, I'm not following proper protocols here. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going crazy. Before I go any further, let's take a look. We'll look this bad boy over. For anybody who wanted to see the side profile, with the black, you have this. I don't know if I can get it to focus. Anyway, it is kind of a dark color with the gray, and let's see. I mean, it looks pretty magnificent. With the curve, which you can't see because it won't focus on it, but trust me, it's there. Okay. That makes more sense now. So I was, I said at the beginning of the stream, I don't know if I'm going to pick up the QK Duo. I kind of want it, but I mean, am I ever going to use the split? I don't know. That I had purchased the space badge with the keyboard, and right as it landed in the US, I got a message from them that they were refunding me the money for the badge because it did not fit here anymore. And that is, and I'm like, well, it fits on the 80. Why doesn't it fit here? And that's because they've now included this silicone insert here to keep the dongle from falling out. So on the 80, the badges actually fit in the inner groove and there's a bigger gap. And then if you use the actual pod, There you go. It doesn't. There's a smaller gap there. So I'm not seeing any problems. I'll take a look at the inside once I actually get it done. And by it, I mean the case cover off. This is... come here. Let's see here. I always want to use their tools, and then I start using their tools, and I'm like, why am I using their stuff? Their stuff is weird. That's the right one. No, too small. Let's go size up. Now we're cooking with gas. I mean, it's not bad once it's in there. All right, have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. See, we have a couple more viewers. I hope everybody's having a wonderful Sunday. I have included the exclamation point build feature now so that you can see what we're doing. If anybody cares. I mean, obviously care enough to have stopped by, so that's awesome. But to just kind of sum up, we're doing a QK101, obviously, with HMX Deep Navy. Go in there. There you go. Come on. There you are. And where'd you go? So there you are. And then you disappeared. That's why they give us extras, I guess. I'm sure we'll show it. Oh. It is hanging out on my shirt. Weird. And yay, that it did not fall on the floor. I was trying to get music for you guys, but it wasn't working out. All right. That's the case. We have our last two screws. Go over here. Here's the bottom of the case. You can see here the daughter board with the magnetic connector that's going to connect to this guy right here. That runs the screen as well as the little dot matrix guy there. And if we drop this on here, I can see that it's already wanting to pull up, and it has. That's great. In the bottom, you have a PET sheet. That is usually to stop it from grounding out. But we are also going to use this guy because why not? We're just going to go for it. Nobody does full foam builds except for me. Well, actually, that's not true. Some people do. I see so many builders that want that higher pitch sound, and I'm like, bring on the foam. And you're going to go here, and that is everybody. All right, you. Magnetic connector is surprisingly magnetic. Let me just say, you know when it's going in place. And there we go. Hey, look, we have stuff. It works at least that much. And then once we drop this on here, we should get a screen going. And we do. Look at that. Nice. Got our little light diffuser up here for the smiley face that I'm probably going to replace with the 0. Kind of a sunrisey 0 thing. But let's go ahead and get this all screwed back together. As you can see, I've already gotten smudges on my keyboard. I do my corners first. Since these are use pogo connectors as opposed to the QK100, which used a ribbon cable, or not a ribbon cable, it used the JST cable. I'm hoping that we end up with much less of the, because that ribbon, or that JST cable, man, it wanted to fold out the wrong way. And it always messed up my screws. The only problem I had with the QK1 or QK100. All right, now we got our corners. So I still do opposites, but do them on the insides, like so. So what do y'all think? GMK ZX or WinMix Space Cadet? I lean towards Space Cadet because I know it's going to have a somewhat deeper sound signature, which will go with my overall board. But when I got my GMK ZX, it was kind of for this board. Don't scratch. There we go. Okay. Whew. One PVD smiley face. Light up. Angry cat with stars in its eyes. It never gets angry if you're using the Q or the K. But it's always angry if you're using the E. Just remember that. That's a rule for life. All right. Yeah, let's do the ZX to start. See how it works out. I can always change it. How new is this set? I haven't even unwrapped it yet. I destroyed like 1/10 of its value just now. Like just now. Don't worry, my cat will go and find that later and pull it out of my trash and start chomping on it. She doesn't eat it. She just chomps on it. All right. I know there were a question on how badly these things are when you first open them because they don't sit in here very well. Let's see how this worked out. That wasn't bad. That's not bad at all. Such an interesting colorway that it's got set for the default. Because it's not rainbow. It is legit trying to do, I think, white with a red band that's going across. Of course, it's being tinted by the blue switches. I like this set because it reminds me of retro computers, which, you know, if you're going to be using a Brobdingnagian keyboard like this, you may as well go with the retro, because why not? That, and you get to use more keys. Although just enough. Not splitting anything. Is anybody familiar with the Sinclair? I remember it from back in the day. I never used one. And that is how old I am, to where I can remember it from back in the day. Instead, I had a color computer too, by Tandy. Uh-oh. Lost some viewership. Probably the Tandy. Huh. That's interesting. So, this profile is different than a standard Cherry. Can I get an OEM profile? Thankfully, it still has all the keys I want, but it's so weird. And that's the wrong function. Where's my good one? You the right function? You are. Okay. So weird. Oh. Hey, Logic, thanks for the follow. That's awesome. I am looking to see if there is, and there is not. There are no bars for my F and J. What am I going to put up top to replace that? Guess we'll use the pause and scroll lock. Two of the most useless keys of all time. Not the worst. Hey, Logic, how are you doing this afternoon? Or evening or morning? I don't know where you are, so... Overall, this has been a pretty nice build. We'll try it with these and see how we like it. May change over to the Space Cadet, but I mean, this is looking pretty nice. Put on our heads-up display. Grab our lid. Back away. Keep you around. All right, here we go. This is the QK101 full foam, including the PET sheet and the PET sheet on the bottom. And the FR4 plate with the foam attached to the top. And HMX Deep Navy switches, which are stock, as well as GMK ZX keycaps. So here's a quick sound test. That looks better. Okay, that sounds better. I mean, sounds better. This is very high-pitched. Not sure this is going to be sustainable for me, but it's pretty. What do y'all like? Thinking this is a good... definitely got not a bad sound, just a little high. Let's see here. My alternative for today that I was thinking about are these. These are the WinMix Space Cadet clones, obviously, and let's do a quick comparison. No, they don't work. That happens sometimes. Which is why we try it. Let's try the B-Suns. So these are the B-Sun K1s switches. We're going to try those in place of the... No, you do not get to have that. The Deep Navy. But keep the ZX. Come on, there you go. Okay, stay over there. I don't know if it's a plus or a minus, but it clouds the RGB a little bit less. Oh. So let's try these now. Well, I think that's a winner. One last thing we're going to try. We'll leave these like this. We're going to try since we have a Qwertykeys keyboard, let's go with some Qwertykeys switches. These are the Neo Whites. There we go. Okay. Now these sound mostly the same. I think these are a little bit deeper. Definitely a little bit deeper. All right. I wonder if I have enough of those. I guess we'll find out. Let's find out. So y'all want to stick with me while I replace the switches on this guy? We'll get the Space Cadet out of the way. Actually, I wonder how the Space Cadet will work with the with the Neo. These are the questions that haunt me. So this is the ZX with the Neo White. This is the Neo White with the Space Cadet. Yep. Kind of like the Space Cadet more with the Neo White. And then there's just this. Ah! That's what I hear when I hear clacky switches. I hear somebody screaming at me. Which is why I tend not to use clacky switches. Quick drink. Keep hydrated. No passing out on stream again. Or not actually passing out, but getting rather close. All right. So that means that we are going to do quick recycling. By the time my next stream comes around, though, you guys will have music. All right, maybe not. I will definitely work on that. Actually, one of my midweek streams, because I was going to do like a midweek stream to, since I will be working the morning shifts this week, I was going to do like a afternoon shift or stream or two. I think it's one of them will actually be trying to get my setup. So if anybody is a streamer out there and wants to help me, you just let me know. You can find me on Discord. You probably already have. It's probably why you're here. Does anybody have any keyboards that they're going to be building soon, or that they are waiting on? I was thinking about getting the Agar with the EC, but I missed my window. I should have ordered it. I didn't. It's now out of stock again. So that is disappointing. I live in disappointment. This is me. Disappointed. But I was looking at the Monsgeek M1 V5 with the new, what is it, TMR switches. Oh, oh, oh. If you're a pro gamer time, that might be the keyboard for you, because it looks like it has the actual bones of good, awesome actuation, management, no dead zone, or nearly no dead zone. It's just, seems like a beast. Funnily enough, that is also the same, nope, not you guys. Not you guys, you're my space cadets. You guys. It's also the same tech that's in the Fun 60. But the Fun 60 is 60%, and ain't got no time for that. Or say that, and there's like a 60% sitting right there. Don't bring attention to it. And that's also an HE keyboard. For those of you who don't know, that is my Salvation with a Geon Venom with AE boards reds, or AEDS. So it's a silent or nearly silent rubber dome Hall effect keyboard that does 8,000 hertz polling and is leaf gasket mounted on FR4 leaves. It's a lot. But it's fun. Which is, part of the reason we're here, I hope. No, I know what you are. You are arrows. I do like this set, though. Kind of weird that R4 row, but which I guess is an R5 row in this case. Okay. I'll need to look into that because it's very interesting, but stupid. Right, not really stupid, but that's just what he used to say. For those of you who are familiar with Rowan and Martin's laugh-in, because that was a thing. I suddenly have, I think I'm a clone now, stuck in my head. Which, like you do. Nope, wrong row. Such a good set. Now go away now. You go away. We don't want you here no more. Look at what you've done. All right, now that that's done, we just got to pull the switches off and build the keyboard that I'm really going to use, because apparently I planned wrong. Planned wrong, planned different. So for anybody who's joining us, this is the QK101. It is currently built with HMX Deep Navies. We are going to be changing them out for Neo White switches. And we are going to try to avoid mutilating our foam that sits on top of the FR4 plate, which I have heard is a thing like that. I'm going to do this row by row, try to minimize the damage for anybody, and hopefully I have enough Neo Whites. I didn't count them. Flying blind? Not blind, but hey, yeah, plastic bits. I added the build thing. It works. It was just way too clacky for me. I'm doing a much more subdued build with Neo Whites and then the Space Cadet. I have to say that the foam makes this a much more difficult proposition, and it is thicker than the foam that was included with the Windex R2. Who, I guess, I mean, I don't know if they did it first, but they did it before the QK, before this keyboard. The Windex R2 came with a top foam for its plates, but it wasn't attached to the plates, so you would get whatever plate you want and then you would put in the foam. Or then you would put down the foam on top and you would put it down. One thing I like about the foam being attached is that at least up until now, for that first build, since it was attached, it didn't spin or get caught on anything. It was a better experience, I think. Just harder to deal with because doesn't want to fully seat. Yeah, I'm just sad that I couldn't use my space badge because I'm going to be putting Space Cadet on it. I've got the little Eva thing going on over here. Actually, I'm going to replace that with an animated GIF with the time and date in there. QK web configurator, which is basically a VIA offshoot. And hey, 1 row, yay! 5 to go. If anybody who has been talking with me about the WinMix keycaps, if y'all have that handy while I'm doing this, does the Space Cadet set come with media keys? If not, I'll just use scroll lock and pause for the top two. I just don't remember. Check your pins, make sure you're not bending anything. Come on. You're gonna come out? You're not gonna come out. You're fine. I'll have to check it later. And again, one good thing about using the using white switches is you get a little bit more color even without a light diffuser, because the neo whites don't have a diffuser with them. But I mean, white will reflect light better, and it doesn't, since it's white, it's not going to color it. So depending on what color I decide to use, it'll be blue. I mean, especially with Space Cadet, which is blue and gray. Force it. So hard because you have to apply a decent amount of force for these to go in, but you don't want to force it if it's not going in properly. So just take your time. Try to be careful. Be sure to damage your thumb. Because, you know, if it doesn't hurt, it doesn't work. Oh, that was interesting. I never noticed that before. On the dot matrix screen, there was a momentary green light. Let's switch that switch and see if I can get them to reseat properly. We're going to come back to this one. There we go. All right. That's 2 rows. We're having fun. Actually, I am having fun. I really like building keyboards. And I do it a lot. You can ask my girlfriend. Who is a real person. I have pictures that I'm not going to show you, but there exist. As a matter of fact, we just celebrated our 18th anniversary together. We have been dating for 18 years. Seems like a long time, because it's a long time. A long, glorious time for the Empire. So if I'm not getting the agar because I can't get the EC module, does anybody have any suggestions? What do you think? I mean, I know what the right answer is. Yes, I think I do. All right. That's row 3. It's going to be close again. Last time I had 5 switches to spare, so hopefully I have at least 0 switches to spare this time. This is the reason why I buy switches in packs of 110 or more. Well, in some cases I've gotten 105. In the case of Neo Whites, on the other hand, I probably have some around here that are in like other boards and stuff. Because I like Neo Whites. I think they were a very mellow, very inexpensive switch. They work well. I don't know if they're not an S tier switch, but they're certainly, for me, an A tier switch. Yeah, I think I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Don't look too hard. I kind of like the contrast of the black top with the white everything underneath it. Is that wrong of me? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna keep telling myself that. We're just going to push the last 2 lines. Honestly, since this is mounted, the gasket mount is on the PCB, I don't even need a plate. I could run this plateless. I'm not gonna. Just like I'm not going to split anything. Well, that's for different reasons. Because honestly, While I like having things like numpads, so I like having a lot of keys, there's a number of keys where I'm at. I have enough. Like, I don't really need these 2 keys up here. They serve no useful purpose for me. Probably going to assign one to mute and one to play pause. That, and then I'll never use them because I'm going to use function down here. Didn't go. Oh, invert. Invert, invert. There we go. All the way. This reminds me of the build on the BP1, honestly. Going through that aluminum plate with switches not dissimilar to these. It really took a toll on my thumb. There we go. I do not see myself unbuilding this keyboard a lot. That's not to say I won't do it, just not a lot. I do have caramel lattes coming, after all. Although I think I'm probably going to try those actually in the QK80 and not the QK101. Because I like the Y3s in the QK80, but there's something about those Y3s. Every once in a while, they have a noise that I don't like. Invert the 0 because it can be split. Just remember that. So let's see. I've got 2 to spare. Look at that. You came out. Maybe up here, not seated all the way. Okay. And one to grow on. Let's go ahead and pull these bad boys out. Keep off to the side. Keep that one navy out because I need to pull it apart. Find out what's up with it. That's not great, but I'm gonna go with that anyway. By the way, if you ever need containers for your switches or even keycaps, those sandwich containers that you can get 2 for $2.50 at Dollar Tree are fantastic for that. All right, so you go here, you go here. Quick little test. Oh yeah. It's obviously going to be higher than that towards the middle. Something more like that. But overall, I think that sounds spectacular. There's not. That's right. One thing I like about Space Cadet, and kind of its purpose, I think, is that, you know, on keyboards with a lot of keys, it makes you feel like you're at mission control. Because if you look at the old pictures of the terminals, that's where they got their inspiration from this keycap set from. I'm convinced. I'm convinced. And after I'm done doing this build, if y'all want, we can connect it up and we can go take a look at the configurator and show you how it is essentially VIA, but with the additional features. VIA, tomato. Let's call the whole thing off. Take a look at it, because, you know, most of the time you don't get to see it because all of the content creators run Macs like chumps. That's it. I said it. Mac users are chumps. Come here, you. So I have nearly all of my actual keycap sets like this still in all of their original packaging. Am I like the only person who does this? I think the only keycap sets that I had that came in actual packaging that I have since gotten rid of the packaging on was some of my Glorious sets. Which, you know, if I change this to a 6.25U, I could use Glorious keycaps on here. I'm not gonna, because 7U's fun. I like the symmetry. I agree. And I didn't need that extra menu key because I didn't use it, so I was cool to let it go. It's all about being willing to... What keys am I willing to get rid of? Okay. Gigantic spacebar. Although really, we're just getting ahead of myself here. Oh yeah. Although I do want to get a sneak preview. Right. Yes, there are no media keys. So we will use scroll lock and pause. Not insert. Never insert. Now, do I wish that they used the backslash instead of that, and the asterisk instead of the multiply? Kinda. I understand why they did it, because it's actually what it's supposed to be, but doesn't mean I have to like it. I think they should offer different colors for these. Almost there, everybody. Thank you for staying with me, who's ever still here. Especially if you're lurkers. Lurkers gotta lurk. Hopefully, even if you're lurking, you're listening enough that I'm at least amusing. Sort of. Alright. You still there? You are. Okay. There. And then our last. This is such a great kit. I mean, come on. I mean, look at the keys. There's some places where it isn't the best, like they don't have the blue backslash. I don't know why. They don't have the there you go. Let's do that. Okay. They don't have the, what is it, 2U inner key. And I don't know why. But it comes with a raise and a lower key. That's fun. Comes with all the appropriate escape keys. That's good. And we're done. Done again. Look at that. Alright, you guys, be calm. Everyone be cool. You be cool. That's right. I quoted from Dusk Till Dawn. Because, you know, Quentin Tarantino is weird and overly violent. Okay. Here we go. If there are any thoughts, I would love to entertain them. But, yeah, that is the keyboard with Space Cadet. This is going to be the Neo Whites. Full foam, including the FR4 with the foam on top. Which is why you have the white bleed around the keys, which I kind of like, but that's me. And let's go ahead and give it a quick sound test. Not sure how I feel about the spacebar. I think I'm going to use it a little bit and see if it grows on me. But that's the build. Finally, I think this is better than, well, for me, obviously. Everything is preference. But I think this is much more my style. And while the Deep Navies and their higher pitch clack were good, I think that the deeper tone, the more subdued sound of this, especially, you know, this is going to go to my work. I'm going to use this at work for a while and see how I like it. And it's been a while since I had a full-size keyboard. So, because that K10 did not last very long since it was so disappointing. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for joining me for this stream. I'm going to try to stream again later on in the week. Keep an eye out if you don't mind. And join me then. We will be rebuilding, or at least changing out some keycaps. We're going to be testing out the XVX Frost Retro Mixed 100 keys that are coming this week. And when I receive those, we're going to rebuild the Classic Glow with Retro Frost. So there'll be translucent keys on the translucent keyboard with the translucent cable. So much translucence. It's crazy. No, I think that's going to be awesome. Currently, they have milky yellows on it because they're translucent. Yeah. So join me then. For now, I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. And again, thanks for joining me. And I will hopefully see you next time. Have a great day, everybody. Bye. Thank you for saying that. I was going through this, showing everybody the configurator, and I would just ramble on to myself. Thank you. So, yeah, yay. So as you can see, it's VIA. I mean, there's no I set this up because this is where I go to. I either go here or I go here for my volume controls and stuff. Since it has a numpad, I'll go to the numpad. And then you can come down here to firmware. And if there is a firmware, you would download it from their site. Let's see. The controller that the board uses is specialized. I don't know that it's in Arduino or what they use. Looks like there was a firmware update that came out 2 days ago. Since this shipped out over a month ago, nope, almost a month ago, 1 day off of a month ago, we'll go ahead and grab that. And same here. So now we can jump back over to our firmware. We can open it. Go to our downloads. Where are you downloading to? No, you did. Okay. Open my firmware. Go to downloads. There you are. No, it's QK80. So here's the firmware. You hit flash. It accesses the COM on the keyboard. That's done. It's thinking. I think I have to... nope, it's going to do that properly. Yay! Comes back in. Now we can come back over here. We're going to open it again. We're going to grab the screen module. This is a separate daughter board that's connected via pogo pins. For anyone who missed that, we're going to open that, and we're going to flash that too. It's thinking about it. Thinking. Here it comes. This little screen is taking significantly longer. I'm guessing it's more complex, honestly. But, I mean, when you think of the QMK launcher thing where you have to put it into your specialized mode and stuff, and I mean, come on, this is so much nicer. Then we jump over to our screen. We can go over to our matrix lighting, config, time date sync. So now it should show the proper time. There's a magic button. I don't want that, but you might. Especially if you're one of those people who like to take that caps lock and make it into a control. There you go, right there. I don't know why it needs a specific switch for that. It's a little weird, but clear all settings. Boom. The connection mode, we can deal with our lighting because we want blue. We want to do gradient up and down because that's pretty. There we go. A little bit of blue, a little bit of Monica. There we go. That's nice. All right. Change the color of the matrix LED. Make that blue. And change it to falling rain because that's cool. That's what this button controls this screen. This button controls this screen. So and then I can import a video. And then you can see it's loading here. It's loading on the screen. Wait, you can't see it there? Hold on. And you can't see it there either because it's washed out. Well, if my camera was better, you would see that here it says loading and has a bar going across. But for now, you can see it loading there. Let's do this. Let's do that. Move you up here. There we go. That's better. I have to be on the screen for it to actually show up properly in the overlay, but there it is. It's at 70%, almost done. The fun thing is, because this image has no background to it, we can actually use in the QK. Currently, you're not going to be able to see it because it's going to be all washed out, but you can see that it's white currently. We can actually change that. It actually allows you to have a foreground. All right, you served your purpose. You can actually have a foreground and a background image on here. So you can actually change what's behind her. And can I do that from here? Nope. And you have to play with that a little bit, but let's bring you back. You can import images. I'm not exactly sure what the slider thing is, but sure, why not? You can save the layout. You can set macros, obviously. Everybody loves macros. Oh, that's why it's not working. Because it reset all my stuff when I updated the firmware. Yes, Yes, that's Lucy when she is when they're riding the gurney down the road, and she's sitting on top of what's his name? Yeah, that's what this is, and looking down on her, on him. And we want media, and we'll play pause. We'll deal with the rest of it later. There. Now we should be able to. We should be able to go in here, but it's not letting me still. I'll have to figure it out. But overall, that's the software. It's VIA, but better. It includes the stuff for the QK101 or the QK80 specifically. Things like the screen and the matrix lighting. It allows you to upgrade the firmware without having to go into a GMK launcher. The lighting, great lighting combination selection. This is one of my favorites. It's only available on some keyboards, and that's the gradient up and down, because I like kind of the ombre effect. But now that's it. I hope everybody has enjoyed this little extra part of the stream. If anybody has any questions or wants me to look at anything, let me know. I'm here for the moment. I'll go ahead and get some of my mods back because I like my media controls. Previous, play next, play down, media stop, mute. Okay, that's great. And any other changes I need to make on layer 0? Am I even on layer 0? I am. I should be on layer 0. Oh, this did not change. So, right alt here. Oh, that explains it. Okay. Right control. Okay. So, now I should be able to go in here, hit that. There you go. Well, you can't see it. But you can go to theme, go up to default. Now you can't really tell, but now it has the time in the upper corner along with the image, and then you can set a background. So you can do a lot with it. And yeah, if no one has any other things that they would like to see with the software or with the keyboard, let's go ahead and we're going to disconnect it real quick, and we're going to take a look at that side profile, hopefully a little bit. If I can make it focus, which I can't, but you can see it's got that little curve with the blue, which looks beautiful. Here's the back. Disregard the fingerprints here and there and everywhere. But, I mean, that PVD is so nice. You have the extra little badges here, which, you know, you can take off and rearrange. And then, so you can have all red on one side, all orange on the other. You can do it just kind of any way you want. You can have one red, one orange. It came with extra feet, but it came with feet installed, so that's good. This badge here is removable, but I'm not going to remove it because I like that one there. But we will remove the one on the front and replace it with the circle. Now this badge, which is not a PVD badge, the smiley face is. So there's the smiley face PVD badge. Hey, how's it going? And here we go. We will put this back into a bag. Right? That dusk weight is so nice. Let's go back to that. So dirty at the moment. Oh, hey, I just got rated. How do you? Wow. And I was actually just wrapping up. Thank you for the follow. That's awesome. Let's see if I can get this a little bit cleaner. Never use alcohol on PVD weights. I've been told this. I have not tested that it would ruin the PVD weight, but that is what I've heard. I pass that information along because I would rather pass that along and save somebody's PVD than not and not. So, thank you, Suzu. Awesome, awesome. I was mentioning earlier that yes, these are. This is, if you were hoping for a clacky build, this is not it. I have changed it out. This is a deep build, and it's got all foams. It's got the FR4 plate with the foam overlay on top. Neo white switches, and this is WinMix Space Cadet, which you can get on WinMix's store right now for $20, but with $37 of shipping. So there's that. Here's a quick typing test. Thank you, Leo Turbo. I think it sounds great too. I look forward to using this for a while. See how I really feel about it. I may change out the switches. Probably not. I mean, I'm liking how this sounds. The spacebar is my only question. I don't know what y'all think about that. I like everything else. I think all the modifiers, to me, sound nice. And again, I go in for a very deep sound signature. So this has all the foams in it. It also has the PET. This comes with a PET sheet in the bottom and for the PCB, and both are included. PE foam, plate foam, case foam, more case foam. A lot. One thing to note for people who have seen... Hey, thanks for the follow. For those of you who have seen the other pre-release videos where like Alex had mentioned that they used Phillips head screwdrivers, the Phillips head screwdrivers are gone. They have replaced them with hex screws, or star screws, one of the two. I think it's hex screws. Thank you. I think it came out really nice. And another thing is that let's see if I can get this bad boy off with no nails. There we go. Nope, almost had it. And there we go. Okay. Thank you. Oh, it's pretty late. Yeah, I guess it is pretty late there in Spain. You can't use the badges, and they're no longer sold with the QK101. They discovered that since they've included the silicone insert here, which is a change from the QK80 Mark II, that since these badges are smaller than the pod badges, that they don't fit because they used to go inside and give you a larger round bezel. That no longer is the case. So if you had pre-ordered a QK101 and you haven't gotten a notification yet, they're going to refund this cost if you purchased the extra badge with it. Currently, the only badge that works with the QK101 are the pod badges, which is fine. I mean, this has the same black, and I don't know if y'all can see that, but the spray coated black has the glitter in the paint, so kind of a star thing, which is why I went with Space in the first place, but we're not going to talk about that. And Space Cadet and Lucy. And stars falling in, well, they're not pink, but does anybody have any questions? I was actually wrapping up this build, and I'll see if I can raid somebody else. Let's take a look. I'm relatively new to the content creation. I actually can't write that. Unfortunately, my keyboard does not support a lot of, well, at least 2 of those characters. Let's see. Let's see what I can type. I'm not a very good typist. MU. Yes. So I did. Yes. I don't know if you heard that, but that was that. A little slow. Yeah. Thank you, Leo Turbo. I appreciate it. Let's see if we can find somebody else for you all to have a good home. Let's take a look. And makers and crafting. Oh, I guess I'll need to plug it in, won't I? It's a good keyboard, and it does do wireless, but not if you don't actually connect it. No, not that one. Doesn't look like there's any other keyboarding. It's board games. Lots of football going on, which is weird during March Madness, but nobody's on, which is sad. I was going to raid somebody for once. Let's see. Do you want 3D printing or crochet? What do y'all think? Thinking 3D printing. Ooh, or leather working. Ooh, let's do leather working. Looks like he's looking for something.
If you insist. I fucking love that clip. What's up? Holy shit. What's up? Be adept? What's going on? What were you guys doing? How'd you find me? Why'd you raid me? I'm sorry. Now can I, do I put this to the side now? Boom? Like I don't know. I'll set this to the side now. Now I gotta push it off. Now I gotta push it off. Look, you got both. You got both of them going off. That's not supposed to happen. Appreciate it.